What's up guys, it's Matt, and in this video we're going to be going over fair value gaps. So I'll be covering the basics here. I'll make it real quick with some tips and tricks so that way you guys, especially if you're new to fair value gaps, can get one step better to understanding them and using them in your trading. And inside of this trend, there's actually a fair value gap already. So where is it? Well, if we zoom in over here, it's this section between this candle's low and the following candle's high, right? So there's a candle in the middle in between them, and that's actually where the fair value gap lines up, right? So between that candle's low, so between this low and this high, let me zoom in a little bit more for that. And we actually don't have to go very far to see that this already got mitigated, meaning that it got retested by this candle, right? So originally what we had is we had this zone, which basically represents a gap in the order flow. The price action was pushing pretty strongly in one direction, right? So in this case, it was a strong down move. And when that typically happens, institutions, they weren't able to place as many orders as they wanted to, right? Which causes an imbalance, and then the price eventually got rebalanced. So this was our imbalance, and that turned into a rebalance. And so that retest, again, was the fair value gap here getting mitigated. And here, let's take a look at another example. So in this case, we have the reverse trend where we have an uptrend, or you could call it a bullish trend. And in this case, we can see how the price action, once again, we're looking for a 3-candle formation, except in this case, it's the reverse. So it would be between this candle's high and this candle's low. And so marked out, this is what it looks like, right? So before we were looking at a bearish example, which had a bearish candle in the middle. In this case, it's a bullish example with a bullish candle in the middle. So all of this is your fair value gap, and you keep extending it until it finally gets retested. Now, not all of them always get retested, because if that was the case, it would be, you could even look at something like the stock market, right? You have prices of where the price continually pushes higher, and there are levels or prices that it never retested. In this case, we can see that it did happen. And so we extended it to the right, it got retested, and then the price shot off. And what this basically represents, so for fair value gaps, these are usually levels that a lot of traders like for the price to retrace into, right? Since it represents internal liquidity, where we're retracing into this point, and then that's where they place their entries that go in the direction of that trend, okay? But something that's really neat, a tip that I can give you guys, is that fair value gaps almost always line up with levels of support and resistance, which is why fair value gaps are also technically, if we think about it, broken support / resistance. Because if we take this one here, I know this isn't the straightest line on the planet, but if I extend that to the left, right, we can see how previously this is where the price action rejected this area as resistance. And in the future, even though this fair value gap already got mitigated, I can guarantee if I extend this forward, this will likely act as support in the future if it gets retested and rejected as well. Support and resistance ties into inverted fair value gaps, which is what we're going to cover right now. And it seems complicated, but it really isn't. All it really represents is if you have a fair value gap that failed, like we can see over here, the price pushed up, didn't reject it. Yeah, you actually had a strong close, no confirmation of a rejection. So strong close through the midpoint of the fair value gap, and it rejected that midpoint. And once it closed through the midpoint, it pulled back, rejected it, and continued pushing higher. That's all it really is. And this is what it looks like zoomed in. Okay, so now we're looking at the same chart, but we're looking at lower time frames. And this is actually important when it comes to fair value gaps and inverted fair value gaps. So you could mark out your inverted fair value gap. So if a fair value gap fails, you could take it and extend it to the right. But then this is where the lower time frames come in handy. You're basically waiting for that pullback, right? So all of this, that's where we had that large bullish candle previously, where we had that large, strong close past the midpoint. And then at that point, you're basically waiting for a pullback, which is what we got over here, right? The price pulled back, it retraced to the midpoint here, and then we continued pushing into the upside afterwards. It failed, but then flipped into an inverted fair value gap. This is where, in this case, it worked out. You can have a fair value gap like we have in this case, where it gets rejected, but there's a delay. And that's something you guys have to keep in mind of. Fair value gaps can succeed, but the speed at which they get rejected isn't always the same. So there are times of where, for instance, if we go back to the very first example in the video, we can see how you really didn't have to wait that long before it gets rejected. In this case, it was what? 1 or 2 candles, and then we saw the rejection and the drop. Cool, that works sometimes, but not all the time. And in this case, we have an example of a delayed rejection. And simply put, you just have to be patient sometimes, right? So if the price is retesting and rejecting a fair value gap, and it hasn't closed past the midpoint, so technically it's not an inverted fair value gap just yet. So that's one clue, if it still hasn't significantly closed past the midpoint. So it's still holding up. The second clue is if the price is consolidating right below it, like it is over here. The price is simply consolidating and accumulating more orders before the next leg, meaning we had a drop, we consolidated, so more orders are being built, and then you have the next drop after that. If this was helpful at all, drop a like and subscribe if you're new. And that's all for this one. See you guys in the next one.